Welcome to Datsun Building Materials YouTube channel. In today's video, we'll explain Incoterms 2020, the internationally recognized trade terms that define the responsibilities of buyers and sellers in global trade. These terms play a vital role in ensuring clarity in the shipping process, from cost to risks. Let's dive into the 11 Incoterms and what each one means. Group 1, Rules for any mode of transport. EXW, Ex-Works. Under EXW, the seller's responsibility ends when the goods are made available at their premises, such as a factory or warehouse. The buyer takes full responsibility for loading, transportation, insurance, and customs clearance. It offers minimal obligation for the seller but maximum responsibility for the buyer. FCA, Free Carrier. With FCA, the seller delivers the goods to a carrier or a place nominated by the buyer, such as a shipping terminal. Once the goods are handed over to the carrier, the risk shifts to the buyer. This term is highly flexible and works for any transport mode. CPT, Carriage Paid To. In CPT, the seller arranges and pays for the transportation of goods to a specified destination. However, once the goods are handed to the carrier, the risk passes to the buyer. It's important to note that insurance is not included under this term. CIP, Carriage and Insurance Paid To. Similar to CPT, the seller pays for transportation to a destination. However, with CIP, the seller also provides insurance for the goods during transit, covering the buyer against potential loss or damage. DAP, Delivered at Place. Under DAP, the seller takes responsibility for delivering the goods to the buyer's specified location. The buyer is responsible for unloading the goods and handling import duties and taxes. This term works well for door-to-door deliveries. DPU, Delivered at Place Unloaded. DPU is unique as it requires the seller to deliver and unload the goods at the specified destination. The buyer takes over once the goods are unloaded and handles any customs duties. It's ideal when unloading is part of the seller's service. DDP, Delivered Duty Paid. In DDP, the seller takes on maximum responsibility, covering all costs, including transportation, insurance, customs clearance, and duties. The buyer only needs to receive the goods. This term is convenient but may require the seller to navigate foreign tax regulations. Group 2, Rules for Sea and Inland Waterway Transport. FAS, Free Alongside Ship. With FAS, the seller delivers goods alongside the ship at the agreed port. From this point, the buyer is responsible for loading the goods onto the ship, as well as all subsequent costs and risks. FOB, Free On Board. Under FOB, the seller delivers the goods onto the ship at the agreed port of shipment. The risk transfers to the buyer once the goods are loaded on board. This term is commonly used for sea freight. CFR, Cost and Freight. In CFR, the seller pays for transporting the goods to the destination port. However, the risk passes to the buyer once the goods are loaded onto the ship at the port of departure. Insurance is not included. CIF, Cost, Insurance, and Freight. Similar to CFR, but with one key difference, the seller provides insurance for the goods during transit. This term is particularly useful for international buyers who want added protection during shipping. Conclusion? And that wraps up our overview of Incoterms 2020. These terms are essential for understanding responsibilities, risks, and costs in global trade. Make sure to use the right Incoterm for your business needs. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Datsun Building Materials for more insights on international trade and building materials. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.